what city do you believe is a melting pot of college football fan bases? Excellent question. Never heard anything like this before. And immediately I had three thoughts. So I had Atlanta, which is an hour north of where I grew up in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus is not, it's far behind Atlanta, but it's still a nice, adequate melting pot of regionality. But Atlanta, number one. Of course, I live in Nashville, so Nashville would be up there. And also Charlotte, North Carolina. Those were the three I came up with. But I also know I have not lived in all portions of this great country of ours. And so I asked you guys right before we recorded, I didn't give you a lot of lead time. I asked you on Twitter, @LateKickJosh, what do you think is the best melting pot city for college football? And we got a lot of Atlanta, Nashville, and Charlotte. But there were some more. See, I would not have thought of Dallas because I've never lived near Dallas. I've never lived in Texas. So Dallas and Houston, excellent suggestions there. And then, of course, any of our Midwestern brethren or people who have visited Chicago in the fall know Chicago's got to be way up there too. Because I've had a lot of folks from Georgia or Alabama, Auburn, Florida, basically the fan bases I grew up around, who have gone to Chicago, who have either lived there, they got family there, or they visited there, and they've said, you would not believe it, but there's an Alabama bar, or there's a Florida or Georgia bar there. And so I was able to go up there, and I was able to watch us. I was able to watch our team. And in Atlanta, you've got that. Charlotte, I think, is a little more regional in flavor, and you also get a lot more ACC flavor in Charlotte probably than you would in Atlanta. But New Orleans, I came close to putting on this list, but I don't think it's quite as national a melting pot as much as it is regional. Dallas, I think, is national. Houston's pretty national, possibly a little more regional in flair, but we can't include New York or LA because those are melting pots for everything. So if we exclude the big ones on either coast, I think we got to go Atlanta, number one. I think it's the crossroads of college football. I would put probably either Dallas or Nashville number two, and you can flip-flop them for number two and number three. I think Charlotte's up there, but then Chicago is just a powerhouse. If we don't include Chicago in the same realm of New York and LA, which they would argue they should be, and thus excluded, but if we don't include them, then yeah, I think Chicago's got to be up there too. Now, here is my suggestion to you. People threw Miami at me, Orlando. So I want to know which cities did I leave off here? Because I'm going to read the comments on this. We'll put this video up on YouTube. I want to read the comments on this because I think there may be a couple of suggestions I just totally overlooked that maybe aren't the biggest cities in the world, but for whatever unique geographical reasoning, they should populate this list. So I'll look forward to that.